going on YouTube? Got another update here for the hot tub aquaponic garden. Everybody's looking pretty good. I've got a sucker right here, looking pretty nice. One of my nicest looking tomatoes that I've got. The chard there, and that rosemary's still doing good. And this pepper I just leave here as an insult to my garden, or whatever the heck I'm doing with that thing. I don't know. I can't wait to pull that root mass. That whole red circle there is pretty much root mass underneath there. So that'll clear up some room whenever I get rid of that guy. Right over here, you see my couple strawberries there. I cleaned them up, trimmed them back real good, and got rid of some old leaves and everything. And now it's promoting new growth. And as you can see, little leaves and everything are popping right on up. Radicchias are looking okay. Had a couple pests on this one right here. That's why it looks so small and horrible. I was ripping apart a bunch of leaves and stuff that they were on, and they're like little tiny worm-looking things. And I threw them right into the fish tank, the leaf that is, upside down, so that the fish could nibble on them. I saw they were going nuts around those, so I'm sure they appreciated that. Right over here, I've got the remnants of this eggplant here, and it's looking horrible. It's got like a white, like silty kind of stuff on it. It might be aphids in a great amount or something like that. I don't know, but as you can see, it's all down the stalk and everything and all over it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be pulling that guy soon, because that's aphids. I don't want to infect anything else in here, which probably already is infected. This little tiny pepper looks kind of crappy, but it's got some green growth coming off of it. So maybe there's still promise. It's 2/3 the way through December. I doubt that that thing's going to make it any. And this tomato here is not looking too bad right here, this single. But it's not doing anything just like the other two right there. So I'm just keeping them around just for novelty at this point, I guess. Just like these two peppers here. Absolutely nothing coming off except at the bottom has growth, but the top doesn't. Everything in this bed could be pulled out of here. I can clean this whole bed up, but I'm just going to let them go a little bit longer and see how long they make it. Now, hydro tube. I did a bunch of things to this thing. First of all, I cleaned it all out. I pulled every single one of these out. That's why it looks like there's different things in here. If you've seen any of my past videos, because I moved almost everything around. The giant strawberries that were like right here and here, I moved them to right here. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. I pruned that way back. And then way over there, the one sticking up. Literally, that is the root mass. It's gigantic. But I put some more strawberries in just about every single cup. Like I said, I pulled them all and then flushed it real good. And sometimes you get like algae and stuff building up on the roots. And all it really takes to get rid of it is just pull the cup out of the water. Just that action will pull all that, or at least most of that algae right off, which it did. But then you get like all that algae growth, like a sludge in the tube. And so I just turned up the water source way over there, and just pretty much pulled all the cups and watched that sludge just go all the way down, all the way until it got all the way down here. And as you can see, I've got a fair amount right there. This angle right here used to be up a little bit more so that water would collect about halfway up the tube. Right now it's only about like quarter of the way down, maybe a third. But I changed that too, so as you can see, we now have some actual drippage coming. I also removed everything that had large root mass. So the only things left with large root mass anymore is this one, which ironically is not that big. Well, here, I can just show it, see? It's not that big at all. It's all wrapped around it and everything. But that strawberry over there has a bigger root mass, that giant one over there, and this one right here has a gigantic root mass as well. As you can see, it's going both ways down the tube. But I use my handy little zip tie idea, and it holds them up off there just enough that water can go right underneath there and it's not obstructed. As you can see, I've got the water turned up, like I said, and I don't have a drip on this entire thing. So everything that's small and has a small amount of roots, I just put them straight in here without any of the zip ties. That way they can use full use of all that water with their roots and everything, and everything else is and then the water can just get through there real quickly. In addition to cleaning all that out and everything, this guy, my awesome little broccoli, as you can see, he's missing some right there. All that rot that was on there, I cut it all out, and I'm probably going to go ahead and harvest this whole top of the head anyway, and that way that's out of the way. But good times. And then over here, oh my, these tomatoes, you can see all these little white spots on there. Pretty sure those are all aphids there. And I've got them all over these suckers, all over these tomatoes. And the only reason I'm keeping them still, even though they got aphids, a bunch of those tomatoes right over there. Another one up high there. And then there's a little tiny one way over there, if you can see that guy way over there. And another one right here. But I'm hoping that those things will ripen on up before these aphids kill this whole plant, or do enough damage that it kills the production of those tomatoes. The peppers down here, I still have that one pepper going there, so that's not a total loss, I guess. This one, I've got that little tiny thing started, so we'll see how bad it is. You can see right down there all those little white dots in the algae sludge root mass of those tomatoes where the water intake is. That little white specks there are all aphids, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe that's my ladybug friend that I've been seeing in here. Hopefully they're out here taking care of some of these aphids, so that'd be awesome if they could take care of these aphids before that fruiting process is done. My little apple tree right here is still not really doing anything, but it's got leaves on it. So I'm just kind of holding out hope, and whenever I go to pull things, I'm going to go ahead and try to unbury that and probably plant it out front. Backside view of the tomatoes. Change some plumbing here. Put this downspout right here on there. Changed it the other way. Got rid of the little overflow, because look at this wood. So, I mean, between the condensation, which condensates all these pipes, and then they drip all the time. Besides that, then the overflow is having splashes and stuff like that. So I'm trying to clean this all up, because already now it's looking like I'm probably going to have to rebuild that part of the wood, which is kind of good, because I wanted to switch this stuff around a little bit. Over here you can actually see my peppers, because I cleared the strawberries out. I went through and pulled all the dead growth, the old growth, and it was actually really tall growth, as you can see in my last video. But this is what we're left with. But this is what it looks like now, and all these, that's the new growth that's all taken off on these guys, because I took it all the way down to the new growth. But now I get a better idea of how many strawberries I actually have in here. I have a bunch of big gaps in here, so I'm going to have to either move some of these around here, or just wait for the runners to come and fill in the spots for me. You can see how bad this pepper looks. It's got taken out by that hornworm, which I found another one on those tomatoes right over there. So I know they're still around, but that's the only one I found in about 2 weeks. When I got over here and started really getting into tearing this all apart, I found that the water was not even running. There were so many leaves that I couldn't even tell that the water wasn't even running into this bed. So I had to hurry up and figure out what's going on. One of the shutoffs was on, just wasn't on enough force. So I had more force actually going to these 3 beds over here than I did these 2 beds and the swirl filter there, and the biofilter there. So I had to just, adjust it, just a notch, just barely. And next thing you know, bam, we got some water going in there, and it started going. But so another good reminder to keep an eye on your water flow. Don't let those leaves overflow, or don't let those leaves overcrowd where it comes in so you can't see it. See right here, all the dead growth that I need to clean up out of here. All the growth that I pulled out of the strawberries. Quite a bit. And right over here you can see a better look. More of the strawberries here. You can see that nice little roots. And half decent amount of water going through there. Not too bad. Not a crazy flow or anything, but it's moving. And over here you can see it's hard to even pull it out because the root mass is going both ways, but that's why I got the 2 zip ties out. There's just enough room there for that to be going underneath. And if it gets any bigger, I'll either trim it back and move it down the line towards the end there, or maybe I'll just plant them in one of the beds here. Which also, forgot to mention, I've got another little strawberry right here. That was just one of the runners that I found in the dirt garden outside. Another one that I was bringing in. And that one just didn't look as promising as the other one, so I didn't want to put it in the hydrate tube. So I said, what the heck, I'll throw it right there, see what it does. Alright, well, that was a quick look around. Today was an awesome day. It was 55 degrees outside, and inside here it was 70. So I just came in, take my jacket off, and hung out here all day working and tearing apart those strawberries. So, but, alright. Till next time. Later.